Hey everyone, welcome back to Speak Vibes Podcast. I'm Daisy.
And I'm Harry. And honestly, today's topic might be the most important one we've ever done.
It really might be, because today we're talking about something that trips up almost every English learner out there. Thinking in English instead of translating in your head.
Wait, isn't that basically the same thing? Like you think, then you translate, then you speak.
See, that's exactly the problem, Harry. A lot of learners believe that's how it works. But actually, that little translate first step is the thing that's slowing you down. Okay, now I'm curious. Because, I remember when I was learning English, I used to literally think a full sentence in my own language first, then flip it into English word by word. And by the time I finished translating, the conversation had already moved on.
That's so relatable, actually. And that's exactly why so many people say things like, I understand everything when I read, but when I need to speak, my brain just freezes.
Yes, that freeze moment. Oh my God, I know that feeling so well. You're just standing there, searching for a word, and the other person is looking at you like,
Are you okay?
exactly. So wait, is it actually possible to just stop translating? Like completely? Yes, honestly, it is. And that's the whole idea of thinking in English. It's not about knowing more grammar rules or memorizing more vocabulary. It's about training your brain to skip the translation step completely and go straight from an idea to an English sentence.
Okay, but here's a question. Why do some people just switch? Like, I've met people who started learning 6 months ago, and now they dream in English. Meanwhile, I've met people who studied for 10 years and still translate everything.
That's such a good question. And honestly, it's not about how long you've studied. It's about how you practice. Some learners spend all their time studying grammar rules and memorizing word lists, but they never actually train their brain to think directly in the language. So it's kind of like knowing all the parts of a car, but never actually driving it?
Wow, Harry, that's actually a really good comparison.
Thank you. I have my moments.
You do. But seriously, that's exactly it. You can know every grammar rule perfectly. But if you've never practiced thinking directly in English, your brain still relies on that translation habit.
Okay, so today, are we going to talk about one big trick that fixes this? Or actually, it's better than one trick. Today, we're sharing 12 real techniques. 12 small daily habits that train your brain to think in English instead of translating. 12? Okay, that sounds like a lot. But I'm guessing we're not supposed to use all of them at once, right? Exactly. And we'll talk about that at the end, too. How to actually build this into your daily life without feeling overwhelmed. Perfect. Because honestly, I feel like a lot of learners try to do too much at once, get tired, and then just give up after a few days. Right, and that's such a common problem. So stick with us today, because these techniques are simple, they're practical, and you can literally start using the first one 5 minutes after this episode ends.
Okay, I'm ready. Let's get into it.
Okay, so technique number 1. I like to call this one narrate your day in English. Basically, it's a self-talk method.
Narrate your day? Wait, do you mean talking to myself out loud while I do things? Because Honestly, people already think I'm a little strange.
Kind of, yes. But it doesn't have to be out loud. It can be in your head, too. The idea is simple. As you go through your day, you describe what you're doing in English, like a quiet narrator inside your own mind.
Oh, I see. So like, I am making coffee. I am putting on my shoes. That kind of thing?
Exactly. Simple, present moment sentences. And the reason this works so well is that you're forcing your brain to produce English immediately, connected directly to what you're seeing and doing. No translation step involved.
Okay, but here's my guess before you explain more. I bet a lot of people quit this because they feel silly, right? Like narrating your own life sounds kind of dramatic.
Honestly, yes. That's one of the biggest reasons people give up early. They feel awkward or they think, this is pointless. I'm just talking to myself. But actually, this tiny habit rewires how quickly your brain reaches for English words.
Okay, give me some real examples then. Like, when would someone actually do this during the day?
Sure, let's start with a morning routine. Imagine you wake up and you think, okay, I need to brush my teeth, then find my keys, then leave before traffic gets bad. You just did that whole thing in English without planning it, right?
Right. Actually, now that you say it like that, it feels pretty natural.
Second example, grocery shopping. You're walking through the store thinking, I need milk, but not this one. It's too expensive. Maybe the store brand is fine. See, that's a full little internal conversation, and it's happening in real time.
Oh, that's actually a good one, because grocery shopping involves decisions, not just naming objects.
Exactly. And third, imagine you're at the gym. You might think, come on, just 3 more reps. My legs are shaking, but I can do this. That's emotional, motivational self-talk, and it trains you to express feelings in English too, not just facts.
Okay, wait. Now, here's a mistake I think I used to make. I would try to narrate my day, but I'd build the sentence in my language first, then translate each word one by one. Like, I go to shop. Very robotic.
Right. And that's actually the exact mistake most learners make with this technique. When you translate word by word, you slow yourself down, and you often get the grammar wrong anyway, because languages don't line up perfectly.
So what's the better way?
Instead of translating, picture the action itself. Literally see yourself making coffee and let the English sentence appear directly from that image. No middle step. It feels strange at first, but it gets faster with practice.
Okay, that makes sense. So how much should someone actually do this every day for it to work?
Honestly, even 5 to 10 minutes spread across your day is enough to start. The key is consistency, not length. Do it during small, low-pressure moments. Brushing your teeth, walking by Sina, cooking dinner.
And how do you know it's actually working?
You'll notice it when a full English sentence pops into your head automatically, without you planning it. Like your brain just narrates without effort. That's the sign the habit is starting to stick. Nice. Okay, I actually want to try this later today. Perfect. Let's move to technique 2. Technique number 2. Think in short English phrases, not full grammar-perfect sentences.
Wait, really? I thought the whole point was to build full sentences. Isn't that better?
Actually, no. And this surprises a lot of learners. Full grammar-perfect sentences take time to build in your head. And while you're building them, the conversation moves on without you.
Okay, so what do you mean by short phrases exactly?
Instead of thinking, I would like to go to the store to buy some bread, you just think, need bread, store later, short chunks. Native speakers actually think in chunks like this all the time. It's not lazy, it's efficient. Oh, interesting. So it's less about perfect grammar and more about quick, usable pieces? Exactly. And here's a real-life example. Imagine you're commuting to work and you see traffic building up. Instead of forming a whole sentence, you just think, ugh, traffic, late again. Short, quick, natural.
That actually sounds like how people talk in real conversations too, now that I think about it.
Right. Second example, you're cooking and you taste the soup. You just think, needs salt. More pepper too. No need for, I think this soup needs more salt and pepper.
Yeah, nobody thinks in essay format sentences while cooking.
Exactly. And third example, during a stressful moment, like when you're about to give a presentation, you might think, deep breath. You got this. Just start. Quick, motivating chunks, not full grammatical sentences.
Okay, so now let me guess the common mistake here. People try to make these phrases perfect too, right? Like they stop to think, wait, should it be need bread or I need some bread?
Yes, exactly that. Learners often pause mid-thought to grammar check themselves, which completely defeats the purpose. The whole idea is speed and flow, not perfection.
So the fix is just let it be imperfect?
Exactly. Let the phrase be rough. Fluency first, perfection later. Over time, your phrases naturally become more accurate anyway, just through repetition.
Makes sense. And how do people build this into a daily habit? Try it during your busiest moments, when you're multitasking, walking, or reacting to something suddenly. Those are the best times because there's no time to grammar check yourself anyway.
And I'm guessing this works really well combined with technique 1?
Great connection. Yes, narrating your day, but in quick phrases instead of full sentences, is actually the perfect combo. Now, technique number 3. Label objects around your house in English.
Oh, I've actually heard of this one. Isn't this where you put little sticky notes on things, like on the fridge, on the door?
Yes, exactly that. You literally label objects. Door, mirror, fridge, keys. So your brain connects the object directly to the English word, skipping your native language completely.
Okay, but here's my funny guess. I bet some people go overboard and label like every single spoon in the kitchen.
Honestly, that happens. But it's not necessary. 20 to 30 common objects is plenty to start.
So how does this actually help thinking, not just vocabulary?
Great question. Over time, when you see the object, even without the label, your brain automatically thinks the English word first, not your native word translated. That's the direct connection we want.
Give me some real examples of this in daily life.
Sure. First, imagine waking up and seeing your alarm clock. Instead of thinking your native word for it, your brain now says alarm clock instantly because you've trained that connection.
Okay, second example?
You're getting ready and you reach for your toothbrush. Again, straight to English. No detour through translation.
And a third?
You're in the living room and you glance at the remote control. And boom, English pops up first, automatically.
Nice.
That's such a simple technique, but it sounds powerful over time.
It really is. Now, the common mistake, a lot of learners label things, but then never actually look at the labels intentionally. They just stick them up and forget.
Oh, that's actually so relatable. Labels become invisible after a few days.
Exactly. So the fix is to consciously look at 3 or 4 labels a day and say the word, even quietly, to reinforce the connection.
How long should someone keep the labels up?
Usually 2 to 3 weeks is enough for common household items. Then you can remove them and test yourself. Technique number 4. Replace translation apps with an English-only mindset for simple thoughts.
Wait, so you're saying stop using Google Translate completely?
Not completely, but for simple, everyday thoughts, yes. Instead of reaching for a translation app the moment you don't know a word, try to describe the idea using English words you already know.
Oh, so if I forget the word umbrella, instead of translating, I could say, the thing you use when it rains?
Exactly. That's called circumlocution, and it trains your brain to work around gaps instead of relying on outside tools.
Okay. Real life example time?
Sure. Imagine you're at a cafe and you forget the word napkin. Instead of translating, you just point and say, "Can I get the paper thing for my hands?" And a native speaker would totally understand you.
I've actually done that before, and it worked.
Exactly. That's the technique in action. Second example. You're describing your job to someone and forget the word coworker. You simply say, "the person I work with."
And a third?
You're telling a story and forget yesterday. So you just say, "the day before today." A little clunky, but it keeps the conversation flowing in English.
Okay, common mistake time. I bet people just freeze and grab their phone immediately, right?
Yes, that's the exact issue. Reaching for a translation app becomes an automatic reflex, which prevents your brain from building this describing skill.
So the fix is basically pause and try describing first?
Exactly. Give yourself 5 to 10 seconds to describe before reaching for any tool. Over time, you'll rarely need the app at all. Technique number 5. Keep an English-only journal.
Oh, I like this one. Is this basically writing a diary, but in English?
Exactly. Just a few lines a day about your thoughts, your day, or even your feelings, but written completely in English.
Okay, but what if my writing isn't perfect? Like, what if the grammar is wrong?
That's totally fine, actually. The goal isn't perfect writing. It's training your brain to form thoughts directly in English, on the page, without translating first.
Give me some real-life examples of how someone would use this.
Sure. Imagine it's nighttime, right before bed, and you write, "Today was tiring. My boss was annoying, but lunch with Sarah was fun." Just a simple little reflection.
Okay, second example.
You're on a lunch break at work, and you jot down, "Coffee was cold today. Need to complain nicely. Haha." Little casual thoughts, written the moment they happen.
And a third?
After a stressful moment, say an argument with a friend, you write, "I feel upset. I think I overreacted a little." Processing emotions directly in English deepens the thinking in English habit even further.
Okay, common mistake time.
I bet people try to write long, perfect paragraphs and then give up because it takes too long.
Exactly right. Trying to write a full page with perfect grammar burns people out fast. The better approach is 3 to 5 simple sentences a day. Short, consistent, low pressure.
And how do you know if it's working?
You'll notice your sentences start flowing faster, with less hesitation, and you'll catch yourself thinking your day's events in English before you even sit down to write. Technique number 6. Change your phone and social media language to English.
Oh no, I remember doing this once and getting so confused trying to find settings.
Yes, that confusion is actually part of the training. When your phone, apps, and social media are in English, you're forced to read and understand English dozens of times a day without even trying. Okay, real examples. How does this show up during the day? First, imagine checking notifications. 3 new messages. Battery low. Update available. Small, constant exposure to functional English. Second, scrolling social media, and instead of your language, captions, comments, and trending topics all appear in English, so your brain casually absorbs sentence patterns. And third, using a Maps app to get somewhere. Turn left in 200 meters. Traffic ahead. Functional English tied directly to real actions.
Now, common mistake. I bet people switch it, get overwhelmed, and switch back within a day. Exactly. That happens a lot. The fix is to expect a few confusing days at first and remind yourself that discomfort means learning is happening.
Makes sense. Like a short adjustment period.
Exactly. And after about a week, most people stop even noticing it's in English, which means the brain has adapted. Technique number 7. Practice silent conversations in your head before real ones.
Ooh, this sounds like mental rehearsal. Like practicing what you'll say before you say it?
Exactly. Before a real conversation, like ordering food or a work call, you quietly rehearse it in your head first, in English.
Real life example?
Sure. Before calling customer service, you silently rehearse. Hi, I'm calling about my order. It hasn't arrived yet. That way, when the real call starts, your brain already has a starting point.
Second example?
Before small talk with a stranger, like a coworker in an elevator, you might silently prepare, busy day, huh? Almost weekend. Just a light, ready-made opener.
And a third?
Before a job interview, you rehearse potential answers silently. Like, my biggest strength is... This reduces panic because your brain isn't starting from zero.
Common mistake here?
A lot of learners over-rehearse, trying to prepare an entire script for every possible response, which actually makes them freeze more when the real conversation goes differently than expected.
So what's the better way?
Rehearse the opening and general direction only, and stay flexible for the rest. It's about warming up your brain, not scripting the whole conversation. Technique number 8. Describe what you see instead of naming it in your native language.
Wait, isn't this similar to the labeling technique from before?
It's related, but this one is more active. Instead of just naming objects, you describe scenes and situations as you observe them throughout the day.
Real life example?
Sure. You're on a walk, and you see a dog running. Instead of just thinking, dog, you think, that dog is running so fast, probably chasing a squirrel.
Second one?
You're on a train,
and notice someone reading a huge book. You think, that book looks really thick. Must be a serious reader.
And a third?
You're people watching at a cafe, and someone looks stressed on the phone. You think, she looks upset. Probably some difficult news.
Common mistake here?
People often default to single word naming, just dog, book, phone, without building it into a full observation, which limits the thinking practice.
So the fix is to always add detail?
Exactly. Turn simple naming into mini stories in your head. It trains descriptive thinking, which is huge for natural sounding fluency. Technique number 9. Use English for counting, math, and daily calculations.
Wait, seriously? Even counting?
Yes, even counting. It sounds small, but numbers show up constantly in daily life, and using English for them builds fast, automatic thinking.
Okay, real life example?
Sure, you're shopping and calculating a discount. Instead of thinking in your language, you think 20% off $50. That's $10 off.
Second one?
You're cooking and doubling a recipe. 2 cups becomes 4. Half a teaspoon becomes 1.
And third?
You're counting steps at the gym. 8, 9, 10, 5 more to go. Simple, but constant exposure to numeric English.
Common mistake?
Learners often switch back to their native language specifically for numbers, even if they're thinking in English otherwise. It's a very deep habit.
How do you fix that?
Practice with money, time, and dates specifically, since those come up daily. Consistency there rewires the numbers switch fastest. Technique number 10. Dream journaling in English.
Oh, this is the one about writing down dreams, right? But how does that connect to thinking in English?
Great question. When you write your dreams in English right after waking up, you're translating raw, subconscious thought into English immediately, which is powerful training.
Real life example?
Sure. You wake up and jot down, I was in my old school, but the halls were huge and confusing. Even fragmented, it's real practice.
Second?
I was flying, but I kept losing control. Doesn't have to make sense, just needs to be in English.
And third?
Met an old friend, but couldn't remember her name.
Small emotional details, expressed directly in English.
Common mistake?
People wait too long after waking up, and the dream fades before they write it, losing the practice opportunity.
So writing immediately matters?
Exactly. Even 30 seconds of delay can cost you the details. Technique number 11. Watch content without subtitles and guess meaning from context.
Oh, this one's intimidating, honestly. Subtitles feel like a safety net.
They are, but that safety net can slow down direct listening comprehension. Watching without subtitles forces your brain to guess meaning from tone, context, and body language, just like native speakers naturally do.
Real life example?
Sure. Watching a cooking show, you might not catch every word, but you understand add, mix, and bake through visual context.
Second,
Watching a sitcom, you catch the joke through tone and reactions, even if you miss a specific word.
and third,
Watching a nature documentary, you understand the message through visuals and simple, repeated vocabulary, even without full comprehension.
common mistake,
people pause constantly to look up every unknown word, which breaks flow and turns watching into studying instead of natural exposure.
So the fix is to just let some things go?
Exactly. Allow gaps in understanding. Meaning becomes clearer over time through repeated exposure. And finally, technique number 12. Practice ordering your thoughts in English before speaking.
This feels like the final boss of all the techniques.
Kind of, yes. This is about organizing your main idea first, then speaking, instead of speaking and figuring it out as you go.
Real life example?
Sure. Before answering a question in a meeting, you think main point first, then one example. A quick mental outline.
Second?
Before telling a story to friends, you think start with what happened, then how I felt. Order first, then words.
And third?
Before a phone call, you think purpose of call, then details, then thank you. Structure reduces hesitation.
Common mistake?
People try to plan every single word in advance, which takes too long and causes delay, the opposite of fluency. So the fix is just outlining the shape, not the exact words? Exactly. Structure first. Words come naturally once you start speaking. Okay, so we've covered a lot today. 12 techniques in total. Let's bring it all together.
Yeah, honestly, my brain is a little full right now.
That's completely normal. But here's the core idea. If you remember nothing else, the goal is always to move from translating to thinking. That's the mindset shift behind every single technique we talked about today.
Right. So instead of building a sentence in your language first, then converting it, you go straight from the idea to English.
Exactly. And each technique targets that shift in a different situation. Narrating your day, thinking in short phrases, and describing what you see all help in the moment during everyday actions.
And then things like labeling objects, changing your phone language, and using English for numbers, those work more in the background, quietly rewiring habits over time.
Right. And journaling, dream journaling, and silent conversations help with deeper, more reflective thinking, connecting emotions and ideas directly to English.
While watching content without subtitles and ordering your thoughts before speaking, those two feel more like advanced, real-world application.
Exactly. So together, these techniques cover the whole spectrum: quick reactions, quiet background habits, and deeper reflection.
Now, what would you say is the biggest mistake people make with all this?
Honestly, the biggest mistake is trying to do all 12 at once. That's overwhelming, and most people burn out within a few days.
Right. So what's the better approach?
Pick one or two techniques that feel natural to you and practice just those for a week or two. Once they feel automatic, add another one.
And I guess patience matters a lot here too, right? Like, this isn't an overnight switch.
Exactly. Thinking in English is a skill, not a switch. Some days will feel easy, other days you'll catch yourself translating again, and that's completely normal.
So don't get discouraged if it feels slow at first.
Not at all. Actually, the moments where you notice yourself translating are proof that you're paying attention to the process, which is progress in itself.
That's actually really reassuring.
It is.
And over time, this direct thinking habit makes your speech faster, smoother, and way more natural because you're not waiting for a translation step anymore. So, before we wrap up today, thinking in English isn't something that happens overnight. It's built through small, daily repetition, not one long study session every once in a while.
Right. And honestly, 5 minutes a day done consistently will get you further than one huge 3-hour session once a month.
Exactly. And please, don't stress about making mistakes while you're practicing any of these techniques. Mistakes are actually part of the process. They mean your brain is adjusting.
Also, try to surround yourself with English regularly. Shows, music, podcasts like this one. Just consistent everyday exposure.
And start today. Literally, pick one technique from our list and try it for just 5 minutes right after this episode.
If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment telling us which technique you're going to try first.
And if you know someone who's learning English too, share this episode with them. It might be exactly what they need to hear today.
This has been such a fun one to talk about.
It really has. Thank you all so much for listening today.
Take care, keep practicing, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.